So Ewer goes on to talk about the Australian Treaty Series, Hague 4 War on Land, Military Occupation, Australia Day coinciding with the ratification of these Hague treaties back in 1910. Quoting from that, Article 1, the contracting powers shall issue instructions to their armed land forces which shall be in conformity with the regulations respecting the laws and customs of war on land, which include international humanitarian law at Rule 92, which we've alluded to already during this series. Question 218. But is there some sort of repercussion? Answer, yeah, they would face a military tribunal themselves and probably lose their head. Question 219. Through you guys? Answer, no, through you guys. It's very clear there that there is no threat. The threat is more a warning, and the warning is that you took the sip from the poison chalice yourself, and your actions could see repercussions. You went ahead and followed in the very actions that you were warned against doing. Rule 92, Rule 90. These are all formed in part of these international laws that are being discussed here. So it's unclear, but it seems to be a change in the two detectives talking to the defendant. And question 220 jumps to Detective Senior Constable Reason. A military tribunal? Answer, we're not here to fight with you. We're not here to argue with you. You people have to understand we're standing in our lawful capacity, and you people as a foreign military have to respect that, otherwise it's a war crime. And we're talking about the attendance of war memorials in remembrance of the dead to continue on a culture or tradition or custom. It is Senior Constable Matthew Reason that in fact asked other states to participate in that war crime and stop a civilian population from remembering, wherein their literature has told them all their growing lives, lest ye forget, in the morning ye shall remember them, on the going down of the sun. 27. He was also asked whether he believed police should be hanged, to which he replied, quote, no, end quote. Should anybody be hanged? No. Should anybody be executed? No. Is war execution? No. Are the laws of armed conflict on the table to prevent some bad forms of war that would otherwise be seen as torture? So should police be hanged? They are part of what would be considered a military machine under rules that military machine has to follow. If they go outside of those rules, then the repercussions of that machine should be determined by the history of that machine. This Clockwork Orange style of reprogramming is exactly what we're talking about here. So should police be hanged? Are they responsible for rounding up all the forces and then putting an innocent man through a jail system and inflicting an international humanitarian offence against him? Would you consider responsibility? Would you consider command responsibility? Would you consider the Yamashita Protocol in this respect, in that decisions made that are outside of these laws would not be a protection to those that made those decisions, or in that respect those that followed them either? When we use the terms culture and command responsibility, We can't escape from the fact that the Brereton report was written by Justice Brereton of the New South Wales Supreme Court as well. 26. In his e-RISP on 30 July 2020, a transcript of which was tendered, a long, largely incomprehensible, rambling series of answers were provided to questioning police. The defendant denied that he was inciting people to violence, stating, "I'm telling people not to cower in a corner at the sight of the police, to stand up to the police, but at the same time do not raise a hand against the police. Don't be belligerent." E-RISP interview, Lewis Conan, dated 30 July 2020, which is the day of his arrest. So this is the interview that was made on the actual day of his arrest that led to him being incarcerated over, as we'll find as we move up, a toy gun. A toy gun that is quite easily obtainable in many shops all the way throughout Queensland. These are not guns. They are incapable of causing any harm or injury to anybody. 25. The firearms offences are described in the police facts as follows. Offence 3, possess unregistered firearm, prohibited pistol. Offence 4, not keep firearm safely. During the search of the premises, police located a gel blaster pistol on the shelf in the garage. You don't need to go on about the trying to link this to some sort of terrorism activity. Honest family man now being invaded by the police in a bid to find anything that would be deemed to be an indictable offence, and then using the immediacy of that to try and get this man labelled as a terrorist because of his beliefs in a crown foreign to the invading and occupying crown that is administering your land right now. And these are now the facts that are on the court record that no one can argue with. The accused made admissions to owning the pistol and stated that he had purchased it from a friend some time ago. It's not a pistol, it's a gel blaster. But the changing of wording, because you can classify it at law, then became a pistol in your mind, and then you attempted to impress that image onto anybody that read this report following.